And we're back to discuss Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shells, Out of the Shadows, Coming Out of Their Shells, Secret of the Ooze Shadows. Yeah, I mean, the first one really bothered me. I don't remember exactly how upset I was after seeing it, but I know that it had the Michael Bay movie problem where it's just a bunch of loud things smashing together and a lot of camera movement, like CG camera movement. Look at how cool we can do this stuff that never feels real. The first 5 or 10 minutes of this movie is like that, and then it stops doing that crap. It just settles into being its own story, and things get nice and flat and easy to understand. The 3D's there to kind of pop things out every once in a while, but it's not like... It doesn't feel like the camera is 360ing around everything all the time, the way the last one really did. And again, I felt like what they developed in the last movie, they stuck with, they built on, and it wasn't so much of a, this movie, you don't spend the whole movie going, why on earth did they design the turtles that way? It's more like, yeah, we know they designed the turtles that way, and they're telling an okay story, and the character development's okay, and the new characters are okay. So, there's nothing that I really watched and went, what on earth were they thinking when they did this? Even Tyler Perry is fine in this movie. He's just fine.
His screen time is just enough.
Yeah, and he's acting it up and being silly, and it's fine. Sure. He's Baxter Stockman.
Yeah.
That was fine.
I think my favorite part in the movie was the beginning, honestly. When they were, when Shredder was being evacuated or released from the truck.
That escape scene?
The escape scene. That was probably my favorite part of the movie. Just to see the turtle truck pull up and all of the stuff that they had on it.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, it just kind of went flat for me. I really wasn't too interested. I mean, they didn't try to get audience attention with all of the big explosions, which was nice. However, I still wanted a little bit more of the turtles to do, I don't know, turtle stuff, I guess. I don't know.
No, I know what you're saying. That was kind of a big set piece, and the other movie had that really obnoxious set piece in the climax, where it's them hanging from girders and everything's spinning around and it goes on forever.
I don't need that. I don't know.
And this one started with that same sort of style when they're flying down the building with the pizza and going up into the that whole section was oh great, here we go again. But they didn't stick with that.
Like that part, yeah.
My big problem with the movie was the lack of a strong villain. At the beginning, you have Shredder breaking out, and you think, oh, well, okay, Shredder's going to take front and center again, like he normally does in Turtle stories. And that had potential to me, especially with the introduction of Bebop and Rocksteady, who I honestly thought stole the show in the movie. But then they shoehorn Krang into it, and their version of Krang is absolutely horrid.
Yeah, so you're going to be in the minority on that.
I thought their version of Krang, I don't know why.
I mean, and here's
shoehorn a transformer-like creature into it.
Well, and here's the thing: it's these movies aren't made for you.
Yeah,
they're not. They're not made for people that grew up with the Turtles in the 90s. I'm older than the people that grew up with the Turtles, so I don't have the same, affection for, I'm not precious about how those characters are treated and how they're done. I know who Bebop and Rocksteady are. I know who Krang is. And for me, it was they weren't in the first movie. It makes total sense that they're in the second movie. Their versions of them were totally fine. And again, it's if I sit there and go, does this match up with what I remember from the cartoon? I can make myself upset about it. But they completely threw all of that out the window in the first one. And so in this movie universe, these versions of the characters are totally fine. They totally fit with the version of the universe that they created.
See, I thought this one went back on that and tried to tie it back into the old comics, the old cartoon. You know, the fact that they
Based on what?
The fact that they mention Neutronium, the fact that they bring Dimension X into it.
They're just name dropping stuff, man. That's how they. I mean,
That's how they grab us, but
that's how they grab
keep
the old.
us.
That's how they grab the older people, and then for the kids that haven't seen any of this stuff before or don't read the comics or whatever, they don't care.
I get that, and I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying that I didn't think the character, the villain, was not established well enough to make the second half of the movie interesting.
Yeah, and again, like, you're outside the demographic of what this movie was going for. Like, none of the kids that they wanted to see this movie are going to notice that or care. They're not going to be able to tell you when the second act of the movie started. All they're going to be able to tell you is that, Bebop and Rocksteady were funny, and that's about it. I mean, I can sit here and talk about how I think it's hilarious that Megan Fox had no lines in the last hour of the movie. Like,
perfect.
Once Casey Jones showed up, they basically gave him all of the lines.
Yeah, that was the best thing that this movie did.
We just need you to stay here because we cast you in the first one with the yellow jacket.
Right. But I guarantee there will be people that will, just like with the first one where they didn't like the way April O'Neil was done, they didn't like the way the Turtles were done, they didn't like the way the Shredder was designed. There's people that are going to be upset about every single thing they introduced in this movie. They're going to not like Baxter Stockman or Bebop and Rocksteady, or people are going to hate Casey Jones. Like, that's not Casey Jones. That's not how Casey Jones would act. It's like, this isn't for you. This is not.
Yeah.
I thought this set up well for movies down the road by having Shredder and Krang get pulled into the portal together, so they can start working together to get back from Dimension X and probably bring the rock soldiers in.
Yeah, I hope the next one just goes direct to video so I don't have to watch it in the theater. But I probably won't get my wish because it'll probably make tons of money, so. Oh well. Ninjas and Turtles and Megan Fox with no lines.
Megan Fox was just a staple to be pretty, and that sucks. But
She's a terrible actress.
That's kind of all that she's got.
Yeah, she's proven her abilities, and
That's what she's
unfortunately,
got.
they kind of fell flat. But
Yeah, she can tie a shirt like that.
yeah, like that kind of bothered me. Like for this to be a children's movie, and you're meeting.
Oh, please, don't even start.
I'm just saying.
Go watch the first one.
I know, and it's the same thing there. So that's why I don't even want. I'm just
Yep, don't even, yeah.
Go watch it if you want to see it, I guess.
Out of the shadows. It's still better than coming out of their shells. If you like
Turtle
when we do
power.
these, please like the video, subscribe, check out all the written video reviews at DaleMaxfield.com. Thanks for watching.